we are, and this is at the back of the Robinson's Unicorn Brewery, where I am going to wander in and we're going to have a little bit of a tasting session to design a very exciting new beer. So, step this way, follow me, and all will be revealed. Ish. So here we are at Robinson's, and funnily enough, I'm going back to school. I'm going to chemistry class in the laboratory, the beer laboratory. Yeast, let's go.
Welcome to the our laboratory at Robinson's Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
You've joined us at a fantastic time actually, because we're right in the middle of trying out some new yeast strains. What we're here to do is we're looking at the fermentation profiles of these yeasts that are going to be particularly good for giving it's almost a Belgian hybrid style product. And so I thought what we could do is to have a taste and have a look at some of the things that will give us perhaps points of difference in flavour.
Yeah.
We're looking at a yeast that not only delivers fantastic flavour, because any Belgian beer that we might look to develop, a Belgian style beer, it's going to be yeast forward. Whereas the beers we produced so far, the red and black has been fantastic for its roasted character and its real maltiness. And the Trooper and 666, they come through as sweet and malty and really good traditional British ones. But if we want to produce a beer that is perhaps more of a, I don't know, hybrid between Britain and the Belgian styles, we do need to change the yeast and use a yeast that is going to give us that very delicate characteristic. We've got two ones around here that we set up, and it'd be really interesting for you to have a taste, because what I've done, we've produced a beer just like our Unicorn, which we've got a jug of our Unicorn which you've been tasting before, and we've fermented it with this yeast, so we should be able to taste the difference between the character that the yeast provides. So compare and contrast.
So, all the other raw material is the same as Unicorn, but just change the yeast.
So this is the first time that we've done a beer with a Belgian style yeast. It's so different.
Wow. That's very gentle. It's got that lovely peppery sort of like nose to it, and it's got a lovely peppery but soft. It's much softer. Now when it's cold and carbonated, it might take on a slightly different character, but
the sweetness comes through, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But this is in effect going to be your base layer.
Yeah.
And what we've got is a selection of different spices that we could lay on top of that to give you a bit more of the character. We have some anises and some other sort of flavours, so I thought we might have a little play in a second. So it's eminently drinkable, but you know you're not drinking a traditional English ale.
Yeah, I think that the way to go with this, if you're going to have the integrity, is to go with our own version. And say, well, look, this is where we're coming from. This is our DNA, and we're just having a little bit of a breeding moment with some bits of yours, you know.
The second one we've got is an alternative using the same yeast but with an American hop character to it. At this end. Both fermented at the same time, both about 6%.
Yeah.
So there's obviously nothing to compare this one, so this is purely simply what would it be like if we used this yeast with an American hop list?
Smells very much more acid. Almost sour, actually.
We're trying to achieve something that's inherently English character, but with that Belgian sort of yeast forward flavour on top. So if we work on that principle that we prefer this kind of beer.
Yeah, I think I do. I would go for the. I think this one is more fragile. It's more delicate.
Now the question now is to take this and move on to the next stage of saying that's not the finished article.
Sure.
What would it be like if we laid some other flavours on top? So I think now's the time to sort of play over this side of the counter. Basically, I've got a selection of different sort of flavourings. So you've got the likes of juniper, star anise, ginger, and I've just created an infusion overnight, basically.
Okay.
So if we start by just having a
whiff,
and try and imagine what they would be like if we overlaid them on top of this beer. It's a very subtle addition to the flavour profile.
Rose, yeah.
But it doesn't mean to say at very low levels that we couldn't add it and it becomes an enhancer. I put a hint of, perhaps, a hint of orange.
See, I think this one's interesting. Which is this? Which one's this one?
Ginger. Is that ginger? Yeah,
that's ginger.
I deliberately not labelled them because, yeah.
Ginger. See, the juniper, I mean, I love the smell of the juniper, but actually, when you smell the beer and you smell the juniper, you can't smell the juniper anymore.
Yeah.
Can taste it, and it's right at the back of your tongue on first gulp.
Which one is it? No,
It's a juniper.
Let's increase it. That one there.
That one, yeah.
Go OTT and let's just see whether or not, because getting the flavour threshold right is absolutely critical.
Version A. I like the original.
Yeah,
one.
me too.
I can't. Nothing we've stuck in here.
Yeah, I think the yeast flavour is so nice because this is about a third or fourth of the yeast that we've tried.
I think we're talking ourselves into doing something that we don't need to do.
Totally agree. Yeah, stick with the original. Stick with the best.
Tiny bit redder than that.
Yeah, but actually, so when you pour it in the glass, it's that kind of intensity. So we're looking at about 45, 50 on colour, but red. English hops, probably Goldings, to give you that character. And the only real thing we've got to discuss then is really ABV. So far we've done between 6 and 7 and I think it's worked every time.
It's worked, it seems to be a really nice sweet spot for everything.
Yeah.
Certainly in the bottle.
And we're happy the way it ferments, so for me we're onto a winner here.
See, that's just gorgeous. It's just lovely and round and delicate and flowery, aromatic. It's lovely. Here we are from Robinson's Brewery in Stockport to, ta-da, Belgium, where they have lots of wonderful beers. And we have our beer now, Hallowed, which is sort of inspired by Belgium, but brewed and built on foundations that are very firmly in England. So this is Hallowed, as I say. Excellent. It's not a golden Belgian ale. It's more like a say an Affligem or a Grimbergen if you're into Belgian ales, and it's that sort of end of it. I think it's a really nice hybrid because it's got that English base, but with that slightly peppery Belgian yeast aftertaste and aroma, which we all love so much. Yep, and that smells exactly as I remember it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That is something which is a thing of beauty, and I tell you what, I'm really proud of that. Oh yeah.